Some encouraging news today in the hunt for a vaccine for COVID-19. Researchers in the UK say their experimental coronavirus vaccine has prompted an immune response in hundreds of people who received the shot. In research published in the Lancet journal, scientists at Oxford say they found the vaccine produced a dual immune response in people aged 18 to 55. Researchers began testing the vaccine in April on about 1,000 people. Larger trials evaluating the vaccine's effectiveness, involving about 10,000 people in the UK, are now underway. Joining me now with more is infectious disease specialist Dr. Sumon Chakrabarti. Doctor, good morning. What do you make of this news coming out of the UK? What does an immune response mean?
This is, again, awesome. This is a second vaccine that we've heard about in as many weeks, and it's something that just shows that we have things on the horizon that might be able to help. This dual immune response, it's something that we see with vaccines against viruses. The long and short of it is it produces antibodies, which are special molecules that can either neutralize a virus or tag it for removal from the body. And the other thing is that it involves activating T cells. These are the kind of immune quarterbacks of our immune system that can then go and coordinate the response, both from identifying cells that might be infected, taking them out of commission, and also for making these antibodies. So again, promising, and let's see what happens.
Okay, so we know there's the will, there's the money, there's the need for a vaccine to be made quickly. What does this tell you about the speed at which vaccines are being researched?
This, compared to what we normally have seen before COVID, is essentially light speed. And, this is awesome to see so many groups working together across the world to try to get something that we all badly need. But yeah, the minimum time I've ever heard for a vaccine being made and then gone to distribution is something like 4 to 5 years. So we're going to see this hopefully sooner than that. And I do think that most realistically, it'll be some point in 2021, likely at, late spring, summer, if not a bit later. But we will see this faster than any other vaccine in history.
We don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but if this turns out to be something real, are there perils associated with developing a vaccine perhaps too quickly, doctor?
Absolutely. And one thing we have to be very careful of is looking for the safety data. Vaccines can have side effects, and usually they're relatively mild, something you can deal with by taking Advil or Tylenol. But occasionally there can be very severe things that only happen when you, for example, look at a large population and start to see these more rare events. And that's why the safety data, the safety testing cannot be rushed, and that will be what we call the rate limiting step. And that's what we'll see in the next several months. That can't be rushed, and that will be the part that we have to take care of before this is rolled out for human use.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I have wondered about these people who are willing to put their arm out and take the shot for something that is experimental.
It's true. Now, that said, when you by the time you're getting to that point of experimenting on humans, you do have a general safety profile. You know that in general, this is not going to cause any major side effects, but obviously there is that tiny chance that it can happen. But I thank those people, those volunteers that help us. Because of them, we're able to get these vaccines that will be in use for essentially the whole world at this point.
And in terms of a timeline for the mass distribution of a vaccine, once they have it, how long does it take to roll it out?
It takes a while because you first have to, make the billions of doses, the millions to billions of doses that you'll need. That can take a couple of years actually, but in this situation, I do think it'll be faster. Some drug companies are already on board. I would say needles will be going in arms again, as I mentioned, in mid-2021. Other people think earlier. I think a conservative estimate is the later one in summer 2021.
Summer 2021, so still a year away. Okay, doctor, thank you so much. Glad you could be with us for this breaking news this morning.